My name is Wiseman Madinane. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Bidvest Freight, one of the divisions of the Bidvest Group. Bidvest Freight division is made up of 9 businesses, focusing on different industries, handling different commodities. So to start with, we have a company called Bidvest Tank Terminals. It's a company that builds and manages tank farms alongside the ports for storage of various products, including chemicals, LPG gas, and veggie oils. That business operates in the Port of Devon and the Port of Richards Bay. The second business is South African Bulk Terminals. It operates in Devon. It's got 2 terminals. It handles grain, and within the grain, you have rice, maize exports, and also wheat imports. Those are the 3 core products that business handles. The next business is Bidvest Port Operations. We normally call it BPO. This business, it offers various port services, including port terminals across all the commercial ports of South Africa. The other business is Bidvest International Logistics. It mainly does all the international logistics and the overland, which is warehousing and transport. The industries that we focus on is pharmaceutical, it's technology companies, and lastly, we also do some agri. The next business is South African Container Depot, briefly called Bidvest SACD. Effectively, it operates in all the 3 major cities, Cape Town, Durban, and Johannesburg, doing imports and export of various products, mainly the minerals, the copper from the north of our borders, and all the production coming out of South Africa for exports through the Port of Durban. We also have 2 businesses that are outside of South Africa. One is Naval, operates in Mozambique, in the ports of Beira and the port of Maputo. It offers a wide range of port services. The other business, which is relatively new, is Manica Group Namibia, which operates in the port of Walvis Bay primarily, but it also operates in the port of Lüderitz, also in Namibia. I think that's the strength that we have different businesses operating in different markets, handling different commodities. So what it does, it helps you when the one business is down, the other businesses pull through. It's very rare to get them all firing on all cylinders at the same time. So I think it's an advantage for us to have that group of companies operating in different geographies, different commodities, and with a massive storage capacity across the country. To give you an idea, the liquid storage that we have in the country is over 900,000 cubes. So that's quite a lot of liquids and gas that we store. So the Bidvest Group has a policy of decentralized management style. So each business has got its own board, it prepares its own budgets, and it gets allocated the capital for expansion and maintenance, and the account obviously to the CEO, in this case myself. So each business, it runs like an independent business. And the biggest advantage from that is there is a very sharp focus on profitability, which is important. When you're running a big structure, if all these companies were just operating under the Bidvest Freight, you will not have that laser sharp focus on cost, on people, and everything else that's critical in making sure that the business grows. So we've got business where we have limited competition, and we have businesses that have very tough competition. What we always try and do is to create a unique identity in our service that we offer to our customers. it's never all about price, but that special service that we give to each customer seems to be what really works for us. And it's healthy to have competition. If we're not good enough, the customer has no reason to stay with us. So we know that, and we try and make sure that we retain our customers. And our track record speaks for itself. We've been able to retain customers over decades, which I think is a really great thing. I mean, if you look at the journey that not only us, probably all companies in the world, we started from an era which just was 100% paper. We are now in an era where it's almost 100% computerized, which then puts a big challenge on us to manage that our IT systems are well managed, the assets that we deploy in the IT environment are the best technology available out there. But the biggest thing that really occupies now is cybersecurity, which, as you may know, that's a big business on its own. So we have to make sure that our environments are impenetrable and make sure that we deploy the most effective softwares to protect us from cybersecurity. The first one is on people. I think the culture is shifted to that of assets, the biggest asset of our business being the people. It's the biggest cost of our division. So we have to look after our people. So we've got a number of developmental programs. We have our own developmental program targeting junior managers. That's run by Duke University. And we have a group that goes through that process every year. And most of the people who come out of that program, they either move to other roles with more responsibilities or they actually get promoted. So it's quite an important tool for us to ensure that we develop our people and we grow the business using the skills that our people are arming themselves out of these programs. We also have a very robust succession plan, which we've started in the last 2 years. That's going very well, identifying talent, and that core of people that we believe are the future leadership, we try and nurture them to stay with the business as long as we can. That's on the people. On profitability, I think we've done exceptionally well in being able to be allocated capital to deploy into these businesses for growth, and that has gone very well. We've added a lot of capacity across all our businesses, and that has helped us to grow as much as we've grown in the last 5-6 years. I think the key thing is that you need to manage performance and make sure that you know people who perform, and those who don't perform, you put interventions to help them. Because it could be a simple thing as skills required to be able to do that function that is expected. So we do a lot of those interventions to make sure that the development of those people is tied up to their talent management process and also to their developmental plans. And I think that you see it from our turnaround. People don't leave. We've got people who have been with the business for 40 years. That's an indication that people do stay. But it doesn't say that people don't leave, because some people find the culture not good for them for whatever reasons, or whatever that means. But in a nutshell and overall, we have a very good retention strategy. We look after our people. We do remunerate fairly well. So I think what we've got currently works, and we will not change course from the plans that we currently have. Our business very much relies on Transnet, and in particular Transnet National Ports Authority, which is the landlord of the port land. So we always try and get as much land as we can secure around the ports so that we can build all these terminals that we currently have. So as long as Transnet will continue to issue these parcels, we will try and secure as much as we can. We know we won't get everything, but sufficient for us to continue to grow. The targets are set by the group. All the ESG targets are set by the group, and we then have to cascade them because the divisional office is just a few people there, not more than 20. The real work happens at the business. So we then have to distill those and make sure that they get to each business. They know what they have to achieve in terms of carbon emissions, scope 1, scope 2, water reduction, water usage reduction, and also on the social side, the employment equity plans, and make sure that those are followed through and are delivered on the targets for each year. So that's how we manage it. We just push it down to the businesses for them to implement and achieve, and then we consolidate at the divisional level up. And in the last 5 years, we've actually done very well. Every year we've been able to meet all the targets. So we employ 4,500 people. The bulk of them are here in South Africa, and probably another 1,000 is outside of South Africa in Namibia and Mozambique. If I start in Namibia, there is quite a lot of competition for quality staff, simply because that country has discovered oil on the Orange Basin along the west coast up to Namibia. And that has resulted in a lot of activity in the Namibia, and we've lost a lot of people. We've been able to plug those vacancies, and we've come up with a retention strategy to make sure that we pay as well, and we are able to provide not just employment, but we look after the people, we develop them, because the prospects in Namibia are very high. And we have just recently made a significant investment on the operations, and I think those will enhance and grow what we're trying to do in that country. In Mozambique, slightly different. We are trying to build that region. We've got excellent leadership who are really working hard, and I'm very optimistic about the future of Mozambique. We did go through some tough times in the last 2 years, and we are coming out of that ditch, and we're making good progress. In South Africa, there's certainly competition for quality people, which I think we have. So we have to always try and protect the loss of skilled people from our businesses. And again, there we look after people, we make sure that the culture is right. Because if you look at the new employee of today, it's not just looking for a job. They're looking for an environment where they will thrive because the culture is right. And secondly, an environment that has got growth prospects. And lastly, an environment that remunerates relatively well and well against the norms and what the industry pays. And I think we are there and thereabouts in those companies that remunerate well. Yeah, so it's very important because it is part of ESG. We have embraced and committed to make our contribution to achieve sustainable goals, which is very much aligned to ESG. Most of the bigger projects are done at the business level, but the one project that we've done at the freight level, we have adopted a school on the south coast of Durban, which had very poor matric grade. We've supported that school financially, but with a specific intention that they hire teachers and tutors who will be paid privately to complement the government paid teachers, so that there's enough teaching staff to support matric students in getting good marks. So that project has been very successful, and we are now slowing down our involvement in that project. But there's quite a lot that is happening across the businesses, building schools. We've had quite a lot of floods in Durban, and we have contributed significantly in repairing some of the schools that were affected. So our CSI is very much focused on education largely. The most exciting part is people. I mean, I think we've got the best people in our division that are able to rise to the occasion and be able to deliver even under extreme conditions. If you remember, we come from the COVID period. When the lockdown happened, we were able to keep all our businesses operating because they were essential for the country. And we had people who were willing to go to work under those very tough conditions. And I'm not talking executives, I'm talking about the average guy, an operator in a plant. And those people will weather the storm, go out, do the job, and I think that's the most exciting part. And of course, I leading this division, it's not about me. I mean, I've got a capable team of executives that are really world-class and are able to support me to realize the group's vision around this division, which is to grow and be the biggest terminal operations business in South Africa. And we currently are. Probably the biggest is Transnet. And obviously Transnet is in a very different space, government owned. They also own the land, but I think we're one of the best. The message to anyone who really cares to listen is that if you get the peace around people, your business can go a long way. So you have to identify the right people for the right positions, and the rest will come in place.